online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It's not fair to those of us who work hard to get a nice yard to have to keep constantly fighting the dandelions.
The snow is gone, the grass is greener, and it's also growing taller. An anonymous whistleblower asked us to check out 10th Street North in Fargo, saying some landlords aren't keeping up with lawns when tenants leave for the summer.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz visits the wild and unruly lawns of North Fargo and tells what's being done about them.
Jenna Hawkinson is trying to sell her Fargo home, but she worries her neighbors' walk on the wild side could make it more difficult.
We have been hoping that our neighbors, the landlords, whomever, will step up and also make their yards look nice. And unfortunately, that's just not the case.
Fargo neighbors say not enough is done about the tall grass when tenants leave for the summer.
It does seem the month when college students graduate and leave, the upkeep tends to get lacking until somebody complains.
I think they're just tenants and they don't care. They're students.
An anonymous whistleblower tipped us off about 10th Street North.
We try the best to beautify the place so that everybody looks nice. And then, of course, the people who do not bother.
And it's not just the aesthetics of a nicely mowed lawn. Neighbors say the tall grass can attract pests as well.
Bugs, rodents, you name it. So, because they thrive in the long grass.
Under City of Fargo Ordinance 110805, grass can't grow past 8 inches. Fargo Cast Public Health says if it does, they send out a letter with a deadline.
And then they have 7 days to abate, or in this case, mow their yard.
Otherwise, the city does it for them, and the homeowner foots the bill. I knocked on several doors and heard back from 3 separate landlords, all saying they haven't received a letter yet. Grant Larson of Fargo Cast Public Health says just now, after the 3-day weekend, they're getting tons of calls.
We've had a lot of rain. Now the sun's come out, it's getting warmer.
But unless they get a complaint, they won't check it out.
We don't have enough people to drive up and down. The city of Fargo is very big, sort of complaint driven.
Have you ever complained to the city?
I haven't gotten around to that yet. I don't particularly want to upset anybody.
Neighbors say they like the deadline given by the city, but wish someone could patrol the areas.
So that neighbors like mine, for example, are forced to do it more often.
In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
Fargo Cast Public Health adds they are not a lawn mowing service and would prefer people do it before the city has to. They say people can call the city if they need an extension to the deadline. If you see a home with overgrown grass, you can call Fargo Cast Public Health. You can find that number and more details by heading to our website and clicking on this story. And if you need help uncovering fraud and corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. That phone number, 237-6576. You can leave your tip, and then a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
You won't be hearing any complaining from me or Andrea on today's weather, and no complaining about the forecast either. Well, maybe I'm going too far on that one. Let's see what Hutch has to say about tonight's no-wait forecast. Hutch?
Yeah, I'm sure it won't last long. All right, looking at temperatures up north, it's even warmer than here, Mike. So, yeah, you hop in the car and head north. You'll see some mid and upper 70s this afternoon. Cooler down south thanks to some cloud cover. And the rain showers will stay down in South Dakota, allowing us for another beautiful and dry evening. Temperatures in the 60s most of our evening. Light winds, variable direction, and clearing skies overnight. A little milder for the next couple of hours in Grand Forks thanks to your warmer day. We'll see how long we can keep Mike's complaints at a minimum in your extended forecast, because it does look like we'll enjoy some more sunshine in that forecast, Mike. Back to you.
Nice, and thank you.
Court documents state a 24-year-old man in the Northern Valley has been arrested after his 3-month-old baby girl was airlifted to a Fargo hospital with severe injuries. Court documents state 24-year-old Bruce Umphrey is facing charges of aggravated assault and child abuse. The documents claim on May 11th, Grafton police received a report of a 3-month-old baby who was flown to a hospital because of suspicious injuries. Medical staff say the baby suffered a stroke, brain bleed, and hemorrhaging to both eyes, along with bruising on the chin and lower cheek. The injuries are consistent with a form of abuse known as shaken baby syndrome. Documents claim Umphrey admitted to law enforcement he shook the baby on 2 separate occasions because he was frustrated with the baby vomiting and crying. Both charges Umphrey is facing are felonies. Coming up tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10, we hear from people living in the town of Grafton about the shock of this disturbing case.
A Grand Forks man is in jail tonight facing multiple charges after a deadly hit and run that happened in April. 40-year-old Tyson Sewell is charged with driving with a revoked license and leaving the scene of an accident, resulting in death. The victim, 65-year-old David Hagan of Grand Forks, was crossing the road outside the crosswalk at 4300 block of Gateway Drive when he was hit and killed. Sewell could face up to 10 years in prison, a fine of $20,000, or both.
A Fargo man is now facing charges after allegedly being sexually involved with a girl under the age of 15. Court documents state Dinesh Batare had sex with a female runaway twice between May and June of 2018. Batare admitted to police that it happened once in a garage and another time in a car. He said he thought the victim was 20 years old. There's currently a warrant out for his arrest.
Police in Bemidji are asking for your help in identifying two people of interest in an ongoing investigation. If you have any information on either of these people, call authorities at 218-766-0163. Be sure to reference picture number 393.
Over the weekend, Charism's youth center was vandalized, and it's believed kids in the neighborhood did it. Charism says this is a reminder to them why an organization like theirs exists in the neighborhood. Charism says they provide opportunities for youth to learn positive character skills and make positive choices. The pictures show craft items scattered throughout a room and on the floor. Charism is thanking Fargo police for handling the situation so quickly.
If you thought going the speed limit would save you from getting a ticket on Minnesota roads, think again. Left lane drivers who are driving too slow and don't move over could soon face fines and fees totaling more than $100. The state legislature has signed off on a bill that could cost slowpoke left lane drivers more than $100 in fines and fees if they don't move over for faster vehicles. Minnesota State Senator John Jasinski says it's all about safety.
There's, road rage. There's people trying to pass on the right instead of the left. There's just a lot of safety concerns. It's really a common sense law that would promote people just to move over when there's traffic behind them.
The bill is currently on Governor Tim Walz's desk, where it's expected to be signed into law later this week.
Nice weather frequently brings outdoor construction, yard work, and planting projects. During National Electrical Safety Month, Otter Tail Power Company is reminding customers and neighbors that before digging, they need to notify utilities that have lines or cables buried in the area. Every digging project requires you to call 811 at least 48 hours before you start your project. You will need to give the location and start time of your project. Professional locators will come out and mark the approximate locations of underground lines with flags and/or paint. Unsafe digging can compromise community safety and can cause needless outages. Each state has their own rules and regulations, but all projects that require you to dig more than a foot deep require you to call 811 for more information. You can visit our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Speaking of reminders, we have one for viewers who receive Valley News Live over the air with an antenna on 11.1, 11.2, or MeTV 11.3. You should rescan your TV in order to continue to receive our signal. If you get those channels or by cable or satellite TV, you don't need to worry about doing anything. Go to valleynewslive.com for further information.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, West Fargo police are at it again, what they did for a young boy battling cancer.
A few high clouds and quiet conditions here in the Southern Valley as we head into our evening. A storm track has shifted to the south, and that means some more dry weather ahead. I'll have hour-by-hour details on what you can expect for the rest of our week coming up next.